everyone, I hope you are really well today. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a Nars makeup tutorial. Nars is one of my favorite brands of all time and they are always releasing beautiful new collections, and in particular today I'm going to be focusing on the Spring 2016 collection, which is gorgeous. It's got some very interesting pops of colour, but as you can see on my face here, we created a very wearable look with this colour. So I think it is a really simple and chic way to wear colour without feeling like you're going to an 80s disco. So if you want to see how I got this look here, just stay tuned. But before I go on, I just wanted to mention the fact that I actually met Mr. Francois Nars last year. It was before Christmas and he was the one who kindly gifted me the spring collection and some other things as well to try out. I got to meet him with my lovely friend Karima, and the two of us got to sit down with Francois and interview him, and it was one of the most memorable and best experiences of my life. He is such a beautiful guy. I mean, personality wise, obviously he's a very beautiful man as well, but he's just such a beautiful soul. He's so interesting to speak to. He has such a beautiful view on the world. We spoke to him a lot about beauty and what beauty means to him, and I was so just intrigued to hear him say beauty is everything. Beauty can be any type of makeup, any type of woman, any type of skin color, and that's so refreshing in this day and age when I feel like a lot of us are feeling really forced to fit certain stereotypes of beauty. But Mr. Francois Nars, he believes that there is beauty in everything. There's so many different ways to be beautiful, and I think that is an amazing message. Nobody wants to meet somebody that they really admire and be disappointed, and I certainly wasn't. Mr. Nars was just amazing, and I really want to thank Mecca Cosmetica for giving me the opportunity to go and meet him. Mecca Cosmetica is the store in Australia where Nars is sold, if you're not sure. So if you're looking for any of these products, make sure that you go there and check them out. One little gift that Francois gave me was this palette here, and it is one of my most prized possessions. It is one of his pro palettes and he signed it for me. It says, "To Michelle, with lots of love, Francois Nars, Sydney 2015. And it has some beautiful blush and highlight shades in there. It is one of the most special things in my makeup collection now. I just love it, and I use a lot of these shades on a daily basis. If you want to see me use it in tutorials, please let me know. The entire pro palette idea is amazing. You can buy pro pans and put them into a Nars palette. That is not just exclusive to me because he gave it to me. You can actually buy that online now. So definitely check it out if you're looking for a palette of Nars beautiful products. But without further delay, let's just get on to this tutorial. Okay, so I'm going to start off by using the brand new Nars Velvet Matte Skin Tint Broad Spectrum SPF 30 Sunscreen in the shade Finland Light 1. I'm very pale at the moment, I have no fake tan on, so I'm going to pick their lightest shade that they gave me. I'm just going to apply a little blob to the back of my hand like this. And I think I'm going to use my Real Techniques buffing brush to buff that in, because I find with lighter formulas I prefer brushes and heavier ones I prefer the Beauty Blender. So I'm just going to start applying that. This is a brand new offering from Nars. It is a tinted moisturizer style product, but with a matte finish, which I think is really interesting because one of the reasons I don't use a lot of tinted moisturizer formulas is because they feel really greasy on my skin. I have quite normal dehydrated skin most of the time, with a bit of comboness from time to time, you know, a bit of oiliness through the center, but a lot of the time I have quite normal skin. So the Nars Velvet Matte Skin Tint is one of those beautiful hybrid products where you're getting light, airy kind of coverage, but you're getting a more matte effect. It's not full-blown matte. I would say it's definitely somewhere in the middle. It's a more satiny matte finish. This kind of base is something that I would wear on an everyday basis. It's got good SPF in it, so if you're doing your errands and running around in the sunshine, you're not going to get any, you know, sun damage on your face. And it's also just got that really nice bit of coverage that looks like skin but is still quite perfecting. So a lot of people I know anyway, they don't like to wear too heavy coverage foundations during the day and at work because it's just feels very heavy on their skin. I personally don't mind wearing heavier foundations on a day-to-day basis, but I do know that feeling of just wanting to throw something on that's really simple and light and kind of looks like your skin but just a little bit better, and this is definitely one of those things. I wouldn't recommend it for super dry skin girls. Again, you've got that matte kind of finish, so it might look just a little bit powdery on you, but on me it's not powdery or greasy. It's definitely in the middle, a very satin finish. As you can see, that has given me a really nice skin-like coverage, and it looks really, really beautiful. It's a teeny bit yellow for me, so I'm just going to pop some down my neck. It's a good shade for my pale skin, but just slightly on the yellow side. So next up, I'm going to conceal, and the concealer that I normally use from Nars is the NarsRadiant Creamy Concealer. It's really heavy coverage and it's very creamy and just spreads really nicely on the face. It's great for blemishes and scarring on the face, even more so than under eyes. I love it as a face concealer. But the shade that I have at the moment is Custard, which is probably going to be a little bit too dark for me. So I am going to mix it with something lighter just for my skin tone today. So as you can see, it's just a little bit too dark for under eye brightening. So what I'm going to do is just add a stripe of a really light concealer with it. The light concealer that I'm using is the Urban Decay Naked Skin in Light Warm. I'm not a big fan of this concealer, but it's just going to help lighten it up. As you can see, that's much lighter. I'm just going to do this as well. And then I'm just going to use the same brush to blend it in. To set underneath my eyes and any areas of my face where I'm going to be applying powder product, I'm going to use the Nars Crystal Translucent Light Reflecting Setting Powder. This is one of my favorite setting powders ever. I did a blog post on it ages ago. For me, this is a powder that doesn't look like a powder. If you are the type of person who really wants to set your makeup with powder, but just finds that it looks terrible on their skin, this does not look like powder on the skin. You can see it mattifying and you can see it setting your makeup down, and you can feel that your makeup is less tacky after using it, but you can't see the powder on your skin. Sometimes I'm like, is it even going on my skin? Am I imagining this? But it is just like a white powder like this. It will come out translucent on the skin. Don't worry, it's not full-blown white. I just love this stuff. It is so, so good. So I'm using a Nars Kabuki brush to just buff that around my face. The reason that I'm setting my makeup, even though this is technically a matte finish product, is because I find that bronzers and powder products don't blend well over cream for me, and I know that's probably quite a universal thing, but if I try to apply a powder bronzer over a still tacky cream base, it's just going to go blotchy and terrible. So a light powder like this, just to set it in place, will make life a whole lot easier. Also, just taking a slightly more precise brush, this is the Zoeva Rose Golden Luxe Face Focus Brush, which I love. I'm going to just use that to more precisely set under my eyes with the same powder, just because when you're using quite creamy concealers, they can just slip and slide, and we don't want that. You'll find that popping a little bit of powder over your eyelids really helps you to blend your eyeshadow too. I just went off camera to throw on my eyebrows because I don't have Nars products for my eyebrows, but I will leave what I used in the description box below. But now I'm going to move straight onto eyes, I think, just in case I have any fallout and I need to clean up. So I have a few very interesting products here from the Nars Spring Collection. And the first one is an eyeshadow duo in the shade Hammamet. Hammamet, yes, it's quite hard to say, but this is it here. It's right up my street. You've got a really nice neutral kind of transition shade, and then a rose goldy pink shade, which is what I wear a lot in my normal everyday life. So that's really, really pretty. I have used this a couple of times and liked it. And the other shades from the spring collection are the Nars Dual Intensity eyeshadows, which can be used dry or wet for varying intensity. And the first shade I will show you is Kari. Kari is a very soft pink rose gold, very similar to what is in the Hammamet duo. The next one is Tavros, which is a beautiful mint green, very, very unusual. Not something that I have in my collection at all, like a silvery mint green. So that's very interesting. The last one is called Cressida, and this is a beautiful blue. So I was going to go straight in with Hammamet because it's something that I would always wear, but I don't want to be kind of taking the easy route of the spring collection. A lot of the times when we see colors in limited edition collections, it's quite hard to see how we would use them in our own life. Like, is it worth me getting a blue eyeshadow? So today I want to try and create a wearable look out of these unusual shades. So fingers crossed it turns out well. I'm not sure. Who knows if this video is even going to be watchable, but I'm going to try my best. I'm going to start off with a little bit of this transition shade from Hammamet. Using my trusty Sigma Tapered Blending E40 brush, I'm going to, oh, wrong one, dust that in the crease. Any of those kind of non-blended looking areas you can see, that's actually freckles on my eyelids. So I can blend my eyeshadow, I promise. That's just natural pigment in my eyes. So I apologize for that if it makes the eyeshadow look a little bit less seamless. Now I'm going to take that pinky shade on a Zoeva Luxe Brow Light brush. It's a nice flat brush. And I'm just going to apply that across the lid. Just taking my blending brush again and just kind of softening that out. Now I'm going to go in and add the other fun colors. So the shade Kari is very similar to what's in the Hammamet eyeshadow palette, but I'm going to try and wet this and apply this over to give it a real sheeny, shiny look. I'm using some MAC Fix Plus on a Zoeva Luxe Grand Shader brush, and I'm going to apply that just across the lid. So as you can see, this isn't making a huge difference. It's slightly more rosy and pink than the shade in the eyeshadow duo I showed you before and that I used previously, but you definitely wouldn't need both in your life. You wouldn't need the Hammamet color and this color as a pink in your life. They're very similar. It's not making too much of a difference at all, but it is creating that kind of pink, shiny, sheeny look to the eye. Okay, so now the mint green, which is not a color that I'm comfortable with at all. This is the shade Tavros. I'm going to try and use that as an inner corner highlight and just slightly under the eye here. I'm taking that on a Zoeva Luxe Precise Shader brush, just a little one like this, and just applying that here. That is so pigmented. I'm actually going to blend it out with my finger a bit. That's super pigmented. It's actually really pretty as an inner corner highlight. Kind of a slightly more fashion way to wear an inner corner highlight. I really like that. I was not expecting to like that as much as I am. I haven't really gone into this shade yet because I just don't know what use I would have for it. So I'm just dragging that slightly under the lower lash line. That looks cool, I like that. Now for a slightly even scarier part, I'm going to attempt to use the shade Cressida, I'm not sure which way you pronounce it. I'm going to attempt to use this as an eyeliner. The other day I went to visit my manager and she had blue eyeliner on and I was like, yes, that's what I'm going to do with my Nars tutorial. So thank you, Jill, you've inspired me. This could go terribly wrong or terribly right, so let's hope it goes right. I'm going to use the Zoeva Wing Liner brush and I'm going to wet that with the MAC Fix Plus again. It's hard to see the blue on camera, so I've just taken down the lighting a little bit so that you can see it a little bit better. I'm not doing any crazy eyeliner with this, I'm just lining the upper lash line. Now I'm going to use the Nars Kohl liner in the shade Monorique. I can't pronounce things. Why? I'm just going to use that up here. That's just going to define and thicken up that lash line. Now I'm going to use the Audacious mascara, which I really like. It's got a very separating and lengthening formula and it's extremely black, so definitely recommend this mascara for sure. Now I'm going to use Nars Laguna bronzer to bronze up my face. This is one of my favorite bronzers of all time. It's just really good on most skin tones, even pale like I am today. It works, it builds up very sheerly. I hope you can see. Just warming up my face and my cheeks and doing a little bit of sculpting with it, but not loads. So as you can see, that has warmed up my face nicely without looking orange or crazy, even though I'm really pale today, so that's quite impressive. I'm also going to use my mini Nars Ita brush, which I love, in the Nars Laguna, I was gonna say. Nars Laguna. Whoa. I'm gonna use a little bit of that underneath my cheekbones for just a little bit of sculpting. A lot of people don't agree with using Laguna as a kind of sculpting product, but you do you. I'm doing me, I like it. Again, I'm just going back in with my powder brush and making sure that everything is super blended. So the blusher that goes with the spring collection is the shade Impassioned, and it's a really soft, muted pink. I'm going to use that on the Zoeva Luxe Face Focus Brush, which is really nice for just kind of precise application on the cheeks. And dust off the excess and just apply that kind of from the apples backwards. It's a very subtle blush, but you can definitely build on it. So you're not going to get clown cheeks with this, but you will get a really soft kind of romantic blush shade. For highlighting today, I'm going to use Nars Hot Sand. This is a limited edition collection, and I think it's still available. I hope it is, because this highlighter is gorgeous. I love it. This is a Laguna duo. So it's got your Hot Sand highlighter there and Laguna there. I love this highlighter. It's so pretty. So pretty. Wait for it, wait for it. Boom. Beautiful. So I'm just going to lightly apply that over the blush on the tops of my cheeks. A little bit to the brow bone, because you know Michelle likes to glow. A little bit up here, a little bit up here. Down the center of the nose and on the Cupid's bow. I think that is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. So for lip colors in this collection, the Nars Spring Collection, we have 3 options. We have 2 lipsticks and 1 lip gloss. So I'll show you the lip gloss first. I love this. This was actually in my handbag for a lot of February. I really, really like it. It's a beautiful pink nude shade, not overly sticky on the lips or anything. I absolutely love this. This kind of shade is right up my street. They also have a pinky nude rose shade lipstick, which I think I used in a tutorial recently. It's another thing that has been in my handbag. They look gorgeous on together as well. This one is just slightly more peach. This is slightly more like rose. Love this. It's like a brown rose nude. Gorgeous. And then you have a really beautiful, sexy red as well. It's a very deep red. It's called Band Red. And it's a very brown based red, but it's definitely got like a rose undertone, like a pinky brick red. It's so hard to describe, but it's extremely chic. It's very beautiful. I'm going to use the shade Rosecliff today, which is the rosy nude, because I think with a bit of blue on the eye, it will just accent it really nicely. And then just for a little bit of gloss and peachiness, we're going to apply the gloss over the top. Again, love this stuff. So this is the finished look. As you can see, color does not have to be scary. You can wear it in a very chic and adult kind of way and not look like a kid who just got into a crayon box. You can just add little hints of color here and there to add fun and youth to your look without looking overboard. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you like this video. If there are any more one brand tutorial videos you'd like to see from me, please let me know. I think my next one is going to be Charlotte Tilbury, so stay tuned for that. Of course, don't forget to thumbs up this video and share it and add it to your playlist if you really, really liked it. And of course, subscribe, become a member of the family. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I'll talk to you again very, very soon.